Now, boys, you're gonna have to get along. And by saying get along, he's a lot bigger than you, youngster. He's 4, and you're not even 2 yet. So, I'd suggest you start singing a different tune there, bud. He'll come over and give you a little piece of something you don't want. I've already seen him do it about half a dozen times already in the past month that y'all been out here together. He ain't playing. Remember, his lady's over here. You get seconds, brother. Sorry about your luck. Maybe next year will be your year. Yep. Daddy ain't playing with you. It ain't your daddy, but he is in there. You're not gonna say too much to him. Maybe over there you are. He's gone back in the shade. Still ain't got cool enough right now for everybody to be out. They came out while the sun was in a little bit ago and started feeding. Come out and got a little water. But they soon decided they were going back under the black spot here. So they'll all be laying back down here in a minute, so, or trying to, should I say. They were over there earlier and worked their way over here to this one, and they usually are way over there underneath that big one. And sometimes up there, not too much though. But this is the way I like to lay when it gets bad outside. I don't know why, I guess it's a safe place for them. But yeah, y'all thought the sun was through today, didn't you? Thought you were smarter than that, but guess not. But I guess I'm only gonna stay out in there. I guess they're getting a little bit hungry. Been laying around all day. Hello. Just thought I would jump on for a little bit this afternoon. It's been a really nice day out here today. And continued on this side because the cattle were being a little annoying. The two guys are not wanting to get along today, but that's nothing unusual. They'll work it out amongst themselves, I'm sure. But anyway, hope everybody's having a great day. It's been really nice here today. A little bit smoky, kind of like humid day, but not too bad. And the sun's pretty much out on me 100%, but it's not too bad. But anyway, I hope everybody's had a wonderful Father's Day weekend. Gonna be back to the grind tomorrow, I guess, but I wish all the fathers a great day. Hope everybody did something they kind of wanted to. Maybe you're having a good cookout or something. Maybe the kids come over and brought you some good stuff, or maybe just hanging out with the wife, or whatever it is, man. I hope it's all good. And the bugs are really crazy this time of year here. Of course, I am on a farm, and a lot of flies and a little bit of everything. And as the video I put out this past week about ticks and things like that, it's a real problem here. It really is. So I just want to tell everybody that it's not something that you want to take lightly. It's not something that you really want to ignore, because it's real. So be careful out there with the tick. Yeah, the ticks are just not an ordinary thing this year. We've had farmers that live around me for anywhere up to 7-8 miles in circumference around me that have found the very same things we found. And with that being said, the other videos back in that, you can find out more about that. I don't want to really bore you with all that again today. So, and like I said, I hope everybody's had a great weekend, the dads and everything. But I just was out here kind of doing my thing today, and kind of warming up to some things, because some things are coming around and getting ready to start doing again. And but got me a little, it's not, I'm not a father, but I treated myself to a little Father's Day thing here. Of course, all safe, everything's unloaded. Glock 43 Coyote tan, nice little piece, I like it. And so if anybody's looking for one or looking at one, I would suggestively say it's nice. I put suppressor sights on it, and I've got a agency barrel and 507K to go on Hollison. So it's probably my carrying gun. Farther on into the fall, a little bit too much right now. I use just a regular 43 right now instead of the 43X, because it's a little bit slimmer and a little bit smaller. And I'm getting in and out of equipment all the time and constantly hitting my stuff in my back against the doors and all the stuff like that, and equipment, and in and out trucks and stuff. But I was kind of wanting to talk today. Another thing about today is this weekend being Father's Day weekend. Kind of brings me back to a time where I had a back surgery in 2013. So 13 years, and we've got a neighbor's German Shepherd that is going to be barking here a little bit. It doesn't like the cattle too well, and as long as it stays in that yard, it's okay. But if it comes over that fence and with my cattle, we're going to have a big issue, a major one, because I've already told them it likes to come and spook the cattle and the calves, and it has gotten over the fence a couple times, and that's not going to happen again either. So I tell them they better contain that dog, or we're going to have a problem with them. And these cows cost a lot of money, and I like animals. I love dogs, but I can't have them doing things to my cows or my calves. That's not going to work out. So, but anyway, back to what I was saying. 2013, this very weekend, I was in the hospital having a full blown spinal surgery. And if anybody is watching this that's ever had one, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I had 2 fusions at L4 and L5 S1 level, which is total replacement of the disc to polymer disc replacement. And then cages, screws, 6-inch rods in my back as well, to keep from my spine compressing, and which would cause me to be paralyzed. And so I've got degenerative disc disease as well, so not looking forward to that. But the last surgery, I had 3 surgeries, so the last one finally did the trick. But I can tell you, so if anybody's on here that's had back surgeries, or I'll put it to you this way, if anybody on here getting ready to have a back surgery, let me just explain something to you real quick. If it's really not imperative that you have it, or the pain is not so excruciating like mine was, I was in bed. I could barely get out of the shower. I get out of bed long enough to take a shower, is what I was trying to say. And then I had to go right back to the bed. So, I spent basically a whole year like that, in and out, hospital. It was awful. Injections didn't work, nothing. And once you start getting them, you just can't. You just almost got to keep on going, and it's not good. It's not something you really want to do. But if there's any way, and ask your doctor and get you a second and third opinion. I did, But I would very much go and have that done, because the first doctor to tell you you need back surgery, he's not going to hurt his feelings if you go do it. People do it all the time. But I would tell you to do it, because it will put a major kink in your life. And anybody that tells you outside of a discectomy, which is trimming the disc that is hanging out, it's not going to help it. You may get lucky and have that to actually help your problem, but more than likely not. You're going to continue to have this problem, and it's just going to continue to get worse the longer you prevail it. But I will say this, I will say go and try everything you can do that you're willing to, let's just put it that way, and to try to go around it, because once you do it, there's no redoing it. It's done. And it greatly inhibited my life for many, many years. I went from 2010 to 2014 until I could get back on my feet and was able to do anything outside of somebody helping me, at majority of the time. And now that I am, basically on my own, but without any family, without family members, close family members, friends and stuff like that. But they have their own lives and their own sets of problems like everybody else does, and I don't want to be one of them. But I would tell you to go and try to see if there's anything else could be done besides straight into back surgeon, because it's not fun. And anyway, sufficing that to the day, I just remember back to that time. Every time Father's Day comes around, I just remember where I was at on June of 2013. Well, because obviously the days skip around from one day to the other, but either way it goes, it could be within a week of this day prior or later. I don't think later, but prior anyway. But anyway, yeah, this weekend I just kind of hung out and did some things that I wanted to do. It's kind of like some of the other dads that I've talked to yesterday and today, and they were kind of taking a couple of days to do some things they want to do, and collectively kind of try to get themselves together, I guess, a little bit for the week, coming back up again. I know a couple of my friends were just out a while ago, and that's what we just got through doing. They just left a little while ago, and we banged out probably about 600, 700 rounds all in total together on different things, not only just these, but we shot several other things. I have a range right behind this phone, basically down below where the cattle are, obviously, and we'll go down there and shoot, and I can shoot up to about 500 yards, so it's pretty nice to have that right outside your back door. And honestly, if the cattle wasn't like right here, if they're moved onto the back somewhere, I can step right outside the door of the garage and just shoot whenever I want. And it's nice. That's something that I don't take for granted, because a lot of people have to go to ranges, indoor ranges, and pay money, or they have to go to a public spot and wait their turn and all this stuff. And here, I can come out here, and if I want to, I can just throw a silencer on and and shoot whenever I want, pretty much, as long as it's certain calibers. Yeah, but it makes it nice, and I don't take that for granted, because there's a lot of people that doesn't have that, to be able to do. They just don't have it. And I'm very thankful that I have a place, and I've been like this my whole life, so it's kind of been my way of life my whole life growing up. So when I was a kid, we could just do the same thing, never knew any different. Then I moved to town for like 24, 25 years. I lived in town, and wasn't none of that there. So then I had to come back out here, and but I was out here. I mean, it's only about 6 miles out of town, so it's not very far. And I'd come out here on the weekends a whole lot and collect myself, and was running a business. It was pretty stressful, dealing with people pretty much all the time, every day, 6-7 days a week, if so it'd be whatever the schedule was. So, but yeah, that day was, I will never forget that date of the back surgery. I went in on the Friday before the weekend and had it done, and come home on the following Monday afternoon, and on a walker and wheelchair, and learning how to walk all over again, trying to place one foot in front of the other. It was painful, bad. I mean, really bad. And when the telephone's ringing and it's 5 or 6 feet from you, and you just kind of sit and look at it because you're debating whether I can even get up in time enough to even get to be standing up position before the telephone stops ringing. That's weird. That's a weird feeling when you've been used to just reaching over, hopping up and grabbing it real quick, and a lot of things we take for granted. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say is we take a lot of things for granted in our life. Not only our backs or any injury that you could sustain to something, our freedoms. And I was watching some videos on some of the people that's come over for the World Cup and everything like that, and talking about how much they love, Texas, and all the things about Texas and other things, and about the United States, and how they would love to live here. And then you watch, stuff on here, and you see the opposite of people being like, oh, I want to live here, I'm trying to leave, I'm wanting to get out of here. And you got people there that's just like, I can't believe this, man. I can't believe how you guys act over your flag, and over, your pride of what you stand for here, and your rights, and your food, and people eating biscuits and gravy for the first time. I found that really hard to believe, because it's it's people from other countries, and I'm not used to that. But when they take a bite of it, and the look on their face, it's just like, this look of shock that they have on their face over biscuits and gravy, or good barbecue, Texas barbecue, are just things that we don't even pay any attention to here. We just kind of like, okay, well, it's it's whatever, and yeah, it's good, but but these people are like really tripping on how good things are. And I guess I can see it. We take a lot of stuff for granted, and I think if we could get back to like remembering how that really felt, the pride that we had in our country for our freedoms, the freedom to speak, the freedom to worship how we wanted to, the freedom to do anything. And nobody has these really but us. And I'm sure there's many that's illegal, and I guess there's some other places in the world still let you have them. I'm not going to speak on that, because I really don't have a clue of what other countries' laws are, so I'm not going to speak toward that I even know something like that. But I know that we do, and I know there's some states here that are a little more difficult than other places. And where I live in the free state of the Bluegrass Commonwealth of Kentucky, it's frowned upon here if you're not like that. And it's greatly emphasized on to use it here. Stand behind it, and protect yourself. My sheriff of this county condones every bit of it. That if you break in somebody's house here, go ahead and do us a favor and minus that. Don't miss, minus. And you don't hear that here. Oh yeah, you have your break-ins like anywhere else. You have your thefts, but it's not like most places are that I see on here. No, you won't do that here, man, because somebody will end you. I mean, you come in somebody's house here like that, and 95 chances out of 100, that will probably be the last doorknob you twist. I promise you. And I'm not just saying it. I'm telling you because I know it's a fact. I've lived here my whole life, and that's not gonna happen. You come here and you be friendly to people. The people will be friendly right back. It's a great place to get a job. It's a great place to live. You have all of the. I'm standing out here right now in the middle of about 400 and some acres here, and as you can hear, all you hear is birds in the background. You don't even hear any traffic. And I don't live that far out, really, out of a town that's about 100,000 people. And, but, you know, just about a quarter mile that way is the road. You might hear a Harley go by or something, or a few Harleys go by. They'd like to ride this road because it's a real pretty place to be and ride on a nice day like today. And there's been several went by today that I've heard. And there's it's almost a river right down below me, right down there, and which is, when I say down there, is only about 150 yards away. It's about, down there it's about 15 foot deep, and there's a lot of kayakers and fishing and a lot of really good smallmouth fishing in this creek here. And so there's a lot of people, you'll be down there and you'll hear people talking, and that's where it comes from. And people go by and they're really nice, they'll stop and talk, and it's okay, it's all cool. But you know, it's just nice here. And when it gets dark here, it's dark. The only light there is a light off this building, off the front of this building right here, 1,000-watt sodium bulb, and then a couple floodlights on my garage. If it wasn't for them, you wouldn't see anything. And neighbors over here about 80 yards on the other side, they're rarely ever here. They have a light that stays on over there. Now she is from the UK. They just got back for 2 weeks, been over with her family. I don't know if it's in France or if it was in the UK. I don't know. I have no idea. But I know that it's somewhere there that they go for 2 weeks every year about this time. So, but anyway, I just thought I'd jump on and just make a short video and see how everybody was doing today. And I hope everybody had a great day. I hope you're still having a great day. And I hope you have a better week. And folks, I hope that things look up for the country. I don't think they can really look too much more down in some places. Here, compared to some places that I see, this is still a part of heaven, considered to some places in the United States. And when you live someplace like this, when it's so quiet and the breeze blowing and you're not smelling foul smells or anything, you know, listen to people scream and holler at each other and cuss each other, and I mean, you're sitting here just at nighttime, it is so quiet here that it's almost noisy. And in the background, you probably hear a tractor. He's back there finishing up doing some soybean planting late. He's a grain farmer, and that tractor's literally over a mile away. That's how the sound travels here. It's more of a rolling hills type thing here. It's not like mountainous or anything like that, but it's just really nice hardwoods, and it's just really nice and pretty, and a great place to live. Is Central Kentucky. It's really clean, just really nice place, and good people. A lot of people have moved here to work at the Toyota factory, because that's the only place around here that you can start a job making $30 an hour and get 2 incentive checks a year. May incentive check, if you're making base pay, it'll run you about $6,000-7,000 after tax. And base pay again, when it comes out again in November, you'll get anywhere from 10 to 12,000, and that's a check wrote out to you with your other pay, and then you're off for 10 days at Christmas for the beginning of the new year starting over again for the holiday shutdown. And then you have a shutdown here in about 2.5-3 weeks. You'll have a shutdown here that where they're changing over to the 2027 models. So I don't know how that's going to go with all the new implements they're putting in the 27 vehicles. So we'll have to see how that all goes. But anyway, folks, I'm glad you popped on for a minute. I hope you got something out of it, and if nothing else, but just the peace out of it. And as it really is a peaceful day, and it makes you forget about all the crazy things that are going on in the world and all the division and hate. When you come to a place like this, you can easily forget about it. When you don't have a TV on and you don't have this phone running, you can feel the peace. You feel the weight lifted off of you. And there's no one here you've got to impress. There's no one here that you've got to make happy. It's just you. Make yourself happy. And man, if everybody could have a little bit of this right here, just a little bit, it make everybody's day a whole lot nicer. And maybe that's why the people around here are a little different, because when you go home, you got pretty decent neighbors everywhere, even in town, that's from no telling where, maybe all the way on the other side of the United States. There are a lot of people that's moved here from other parts of the United States because of the work, and because they worked in maybe a manufacturing plant, or they work with horses, because this is a horse industry here. I sell a lot of what you see behind me in that white wrap, that's hay. I sell a lot of horse farms hay here. So that's where you make your money out here, is what you do. If you don't work in a plant, or if you around here, the construction is just out of control. I mean, things are being built, apartment buildings, houses. I mean, it's unbelievable when you get into town. All of the houses, remodels. It's just like nothing's going on. But except for when you go to the gas pump and you go to the grocery store and you try to go buy something at Lowe's or someplace that you want to go buy something, then it brings you back to reality real quick. You're just like the rest of the world and the country. So, but anyway, I hope everything's going great for you today, and take care. And maybe I'll catch you later on in the week if I can get some time, because we're really busy. So I hope you are as well, and I hope you're well. God bless. Take care of yourself.